Hello, everybody. I'm back again. We are going over Module 11 of Sampling Distributions of p-Head Quiz. So first off, what you should do is open this app into a new link, which I don't currently have open. So you'll need this app to solve some big questions. So now moving on to the first question. A sampling distribution refers to the distribution of a sampling statistic, and this is because sampling has to do with a select random sample to represent or estimate a population. And statistics has to do with an estimation of parameter through a sample size for population, right? Parameter has to do with population, statistic has to do with sample size. Otherwise, a sample statistic. Here's where we're going to need the app. But this is all conceptual, actually. So we don't really need it right now. But in here, for this question, we were wondering what the value of p represents. Now, if you remember from our notes, we were given two things: mean of distribution and standard error of distribution, right? And from the notes, we have that p is a mean, but also p is the probability of the population, or the parameter of the population. P hat has to do with the statistic of the sample, right? So from what I just said, the probability, aka p, or set value of p, is a parameter for the successes in an entire population. Now, p hat, as I said before, represents the probability of a sample size. So, which of these answers match well? A statistic or estimated the proportion of successes computed for the sample. Remember, p hat has to do with sample. Normal p has to do with population. And from those keywords, p is a parameter, p hat is a statistic. For this one, so if you go into the app, right? So we have 0.8 and 50. So we already set 50. So we should go to 0.8, right? And from here, we select 1 and put draw samples. And what we're going to do here is just spam draw samples and try to notice a pattern of where p hat goes. Notice how p stays the same, but p hat moves around p. So from what we just observed, p hat varies around the value of p. P hat estimates p, right? P is a population parameter, so it stays the same. P hat varies from sample to sample because it's trying to estimate. Okay. So question 5. What does the sampling distribution of sample proportion represent? So here, 0.8, change to 10,000 samples. So reset 10,000. So look here. So we have a sample size, and this is how many samples we want, right? What does that mean? This is our proportion of 10,000 samples of 50 people, right? So this is the success rate of all 10,000 random samples that are each 50 people in size, right? Oh, sorry, that's for later. So we go here. This is how many samples we have. This is the population of each, and that's how we can remember it. Question 6. So this one I'm going to represent. So 0.9 and 10. Also, this will make things easier if you select enter numerical values. And it was 0.9, I believe. Reset and draw samples. And what we're supposed to do here, I believe, is look at right here where it says standard dev 0.0953. Okay. So it wants us to change the sample size by increments of 10. So look at the standard deviation value here, right? So we're looking at this graph. We have the mean and the standard deviation. Now check what happens to the standard deviation here. So it's 0.0953. Do 20. Oh, it went down 0.0673. Do it again. Decrease to 0.0549. Do it again. Decrease to 0.0473. So what does this mean? As the sample size increases, the standard deviation of p hat decreases, right? Almost a negative relationship. Now we're going to test the value of P, the parameter. And we're looking at symmetry. I once I was looking for something else, but this is for symmetry, right? Go here, set it to 10. Set this to 0.1. So now we look here. Where does the graph move? Right, so right now, I'm going to state some key details. We look here, it's right skewed, right? Then slowly less right skewed, more symmetric. Slowly less right skewed, more symmetric. Very, very symmetric. Perfectly symmetric, almost. Now watch what happens. Less symmetric, more left skewed. Less symmetric, more left skewed. By the time we reach 0.9, right, we have a very, very left skewed graph. So what does this mean? That as P increases, symmetry is better as it approaches 0.5 and is more skewed at the extremes of 0.01, 0.0, and 0.1, or 0 and 1, sorry. Sorry, I had to answer a phone call. So yeah, as I said, the symmetry gets better as you approach 0.5. Its probability is 50-50, right? And then as you get closer to 0 and 1, there's a higher chance of either failure outcome as you get closer to 0 or success outcome as you get closer to 1, right? That's kind of my logic with why that is. But if you just go through the app and kind of go through the testing, you will get that answer as well. This is equation based. So as I said before about what we learned is the mean of distribution and standard error of distribution, you'll get some equations. So the mean is pretty simple, right? Number 9 is about the mean, just P, conceptual, basic stuff. But what about the sampling, the error, standard error? Let's go to the whiteboard and draw this out because this is the answer. But it looks in your notes. Let's see. Square root. Excuse the bad handwriting because this is on a mouse. P 1 minus P over N. Am correct? Yes. And this is all square rooted. Sorry about that, another interruption. So what these variables stand for, P is the parameter probability, right? And it's not P hat, it's the given P value that is a parameter of the population over the number, your sample size. N is always going to be sample size, right? There's no problems on this quiz where you have to solve for it, but you will need this equation probably for the exam. For the next exam, because by now exam 1 should have passed. And you will be doing modules 11 through, I'm assuming 20. In question 10, another conceptual. This is to know whether or not something is normal distribution, right? So if NP is greater than or equal to 15 and N of 1 minus P is greater than or equal to 15, what is the approximate shape? It will be normal. And that is all conceptual in the unit. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you guys did well in exam 1. So something I want to mention. So I'm a college kid who is, all over the place. I can't really stay other than for seasonal jobs. And I feel that math is my strongest subject, so I offer online and in-person math tutoring. So this is my website, mathmasterminds.net. So if you want to schedule an appointment, just click contact us and you can send me an email. I can reach out to you. This website is very outdated currently. I need to update it. These are all of the topics I offer. More topics are going to include Intro to Statistics 1 online and Calculus 3, which is MAC 2313. So this is my tutoring website. These hours are also outdated, so just ignore these. This is my email. So just again, if you want to schedule an appointment, shoot me an email and we can schedule something. My rate is $30 an hour, and 20 every half hour. So the more you do, the more discounted it is. So this is my website, and contact me if you need any help. Thank you.